If you own a business that has any sort of local component, the idea of geographic exclusivity has probably appeared and has probably become a conversation, especially if you're running advertising in AdWords or Facebook. Now, the question arises, if you're running a business, let's say that you're a school, we're just going to say a cosmetology school that really services a large part of the city, should your AdWords provider be able to run ads for another cosmetology school in that same city that directly compete with yours? And I have this conversation a lot with prospective buyers, because if you're spending a lot of time working on a campaign and you're optimizing it, business is all about competitive advantages. And if I'm working with school A and I'm optimizing their campaign and I find a tactic that works, we have videos about like LinkedIn retargeting strategies or YouTube or just whatever, find a tactic that's really working. As a business owner, do I want my AdWords agency to then take that to my competitor and run the exact same type of advertising strategy? And that's a very valid concern because, you're spending a lot of time, energy, money, you're spending an incredible amount of effort trying to optimize your marketing platform and finding a partner that's right for you. Not every PPC provider is the same. And then they go and they give all of those secrets to your competitor just by the nature of running their campaigns. And some AdWords providers will say, you know what, we keep it very siloed in-house. Our account managers don't talk to each other. They don't look at each other's accounts. And that might be true. As the owner of an AdWords agency, I find it a little bit hard to believe that it's completely siloed. We have conversations constantly about what's working in accounts, different accounts, and how we can take ideas from one account to the other to improve performance. Because as an account manager, if I'm working on account B and account manager A is far outperforming me with his cosmetology ads, and I want to make my client happy, what do you think is going to happen? They're just not going to talk to each other, and managers and ownership and everyone else is going to say, hey, account manager B, you need to just up your game, but you can't look at that other account, you can't talk to that guy. They literally sit down and have lunch together, so how is that going to work? So when it comes to the idea of geographic exclusivity, I think it's a really important factor in our business, and we offer exclusivity to clients in a variety of different ways. Now, if you are like a local service provider, maybe a dentist or a gym or something like that, there's a radius that probably makes sense to be exclusive. So let's say 10 miles or something along those lines. The city of Phoenix is very condensed, so people probably aren't going to travel very far to go to a dentist. There's like 50 of them within just a couple miles. If it's like a cosmetology school, which is more regionally based, we might offer exclusivity for the entire city because in the case of Phoenix, even if you're in North Phoenix or you're Tempe, Chandler, Gilbert, Glendale, you're probably considering cosmetology schools in the area. And if you're living on your own or moving, you might move to Tempe to go to a cosmetology school there, or Scottsdale to go there. And they're very closely related to each other, even though they're technically different cities. And then you run into the idea of national clients and national campaigns. We might have some sort of e-commerce component or just a pure online offering. And in that case, exclusivity exists in that category. Now, when we are working with a new client and onboarding them and working through contract details, those are open discussion points that need to be addressed and decided upon. Because in all reality, if a dentist said to me, I want exclusivity in Phoenix, I wouldn't be able to do that. It's an unreasonable request. It's not practical. Yes, they may have one person in Goodyear and another in Gilbert, but in all reality, that's just not really how the economics of people driving and their time management and dropping off kids and going to work, like all that really exists. So for us, we take a logical approach. I don't personally believe it's fair to be competing in the same industry with the same marketing, with the same account managers, because it's just not a practical solution internally when I'm running a business, when I have multiple account managers working on the same types of businesses competing with each other. And so if you're considering working with ParaCore or another company, make sure that geographic exclusivity is taken care of and is a conversation point, because in all reality, it should be. And all of my vendors, I don't want them taking things that they've learned from me and competing with me. Now, if they want to take them to a different market, fine. I don't really care that much. That's their value proposition. We have our own value propositions. We share information all the time across accounts because we want everything to perform, and that's why people pay us the money they pay us. But in reality, don't compete against your own customers. It doesn't feel good for anybody. And in many cases, if you go home at night and it doesn't feel good for you, or if you're an agency owner, if it doesn't feel good, or you have to rationalize it, or you have to ask too many people about it, it's probably just not a good decision. So if you have any questions about that, you can obviously comment on the video below, email me directly. My contact information is always in the description. I hope you'll like the video and subscribe to our channel. My name's Adam, I own ParaCore. We're a pay-per-click lead generation agency. And thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.